We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders on 42 vision. And in today's video, we're going to break it all down, what's going on within the charts and what it is I would watch going into tomorrow within the inflow versus outflow and the bull and bear indicators, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bear indicator since yesterday at around 415.63, and outflows crossed over. And from that moment forward, the weakness continued into today's pre-market, sitting sideways, and outflows switched over from green to red, pulling further away from the midpoint here and going downwards in this extreme weakness of white with red borders, which I call the dip area on 42 vision, doing the complete transition from the rip area of bright green bars to the dip area of white with red borders, dropping from 414 to lows here of 407.90. And we talked about 408 being a pivotal support level. If that got broken through, the next level was 405. And what happened? It bounced right off of it, and these inflows have started to pick up. And this is what's going to be crucial going into tomorrow, because these inflows are trying to head towards the midpoint, and if it crosses it, it could quickly start to reflect into the charts that strength if these inflows start to pull away to the upside, right, and start to dominate. Now, let's zoom into the volatility here on the 5-minute and 15-minute chart, and we could see here that on the 15-minute chart, there's been a bear indicator since yesterday. The outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside and dominated all day in the first half today. And same thing here on the 5-minute. Outflows dominated after the bell. It was under a bear indicator. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot, as you see popping up there in the screen, sent out a bear indicator since 7:45 a.m. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision into the bell and after the bell. And put options went up 400% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. This is what you gain access to upon joining. You gain access to our indicators, to our bots, and become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together within the day's volatility by receiving this edge and clarity over the charts. And we look forward to having you join us as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators and our bots. So here we are with the 15-minute under that bear indicator, sitting sideways, pulling downwards. The 5-minute, pure weakness there in the first half. The outflows were dominating, as you see there. And one of the things that really stood out here was the fact that it found support right around that 408 area and bounced right back up, guys. And now it has a bull indicator that popped up on the 5-minute at around 409.61 and on the 15-minute at around 410.52. And both of them are fighting to stay with their inflows above the midpoint. Now, this one's pulling downwards, a lot more volatile. It's the 5-minute chart, but the 15-minute is back above the midpoint, and that is something to not ignore. And if this strength continues and these 5-minute inflows can bring themselves back up and pull everything together within the volatility, hold these bull indicators true, well then the 30-minute is trying to get there, right? Like we saw together in the charts, it's trying to push itself up, and that's going to be crucial and critical. But I did want to zoom in and show you guys on the 15-minute and on the 5-minute why things actually pulled downwards, right? The outflows were below the midpoint on the 5-minute with a bear indicator, and same thing on the 15-minute, and these outflows were pulling away from the midpoint, creating further confirmation of why things were falling and pulling downwards. Now we're going to go ahead and zoom out and talk about the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and tomorrow's volatility, as we're trying to pull back up here and we need to talk about key levels of support and resistance. So the first thing is the 15-minute within the volatility. It's going to be crucial for these inflows to continue upwards, pulling away from the midpoint, and that this bull indicator holds strong here at 410.53. It came back towards it here in the live volatility, and right now it's trying to push back up to 411.10, trying to go ahead and continue that strength to the upside. And if we zoom out and look at this from the 30-minute, it's going to be crucial for these inflows to not slow down like it's doing right here. If not, continue pushing up higher towards the midpoint. That is one of the most crucial points right now for the bulls, right? These inflows need to continue upwards and head towards the midpoint. And if it can cross it, it can reflect even further strength and create the possibility to cancel this bear indicator with a possible bull indicator towards the upside. So that's going to be crucial here on the 30-minute. And on the 1 hour, if we go ahead and zoom out even further, we could see here that the outflows crossed over yesterday and they've been dominating all day. And even in the pre-market, it went ahead and got a bear indicator that confirmed up here at around 415, and it went all the way down towards the 407 area. And we're trying to bounce back up here in the transitions. Now, if these transitions were to continue and these inflows were to continue, the next bars would be dark green and then the bright green bars, right? Something like this, what you see back here, followed by a possible bull indicator. So that is not guaranteed, but something to not overlook and miss. And it is the first bear indicator that pops up on the 1 hour since that last bull indicator from way back here at the 407 area. And it is our first time crossing over the midpoint to the downside with outflows dominating since way back there at the 407 area. And interesting enough, it found support pretty darn close to it, right? So that is something to not overlook as well. That is a key level there to not ignore. So let's talk about the key levels I would watch to the upside and to the downside. So the first thing is the support 408, guys. We've been talking about it. Crucial level of support if these outflows continue to the downside. And if these outflows cross over on the 15-minute and pull downwards as we see here in the live action, that's something I would not ignore. If that crosses over and rolls over into the 30-minute and 408 gets broken through, the next support is 405, and then below that comes the 403 area. Now to the upside, the first resistance, if these inflows can continue to the upside and start reflecting that strength into the charts, would be the 412 area, and then comes 415, and above that is the 418 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. These inflow versus outflows are going to be crucial as the 30-minute is trying to come back up, and if bull indicators pop up in the process, as well as the 1 hour is trying to come back up, and it's going to be crucial and more relevant within the volatility for the 15-minute to hold itself up here above the midpoint with these bull indicators and strength so far into the charts. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.